Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video doing a 1-year review of the Renpho Massage Cushion. This is a massage cushion that you can get on Amazon for about $160 to $180 depending on the price at the time. I personally received this as a gift for Christmas about a year ago when my prior massage cushion of similar design finally wore through after kind of ongoing use. And so what we'll do in this video is I'll walk through the general features of this massage chair. We'll walk through the different settings on the actual remote, the ways you can customize using it, and then I'll discuss my personal experience with using it and kind of discussing the pluses and drawbacks of this. As always, if you're interested in potentially purchasing this, there will be a link to where you can find it on Amazon below. Otherwise, we'll get started. Okay, so this is the Renpho Shiatsu Massage Chair or Massage Cushion. It's a cushion design where you do have to put it on a chair. So for the purposes of this video, I'm demonstrating it on my typical dining room chair, but the majority of times I use it either on my couch or on, I've got like a side armchair. Either one works very well. You could probably use a dining room chair, depending on what you have around the house. The back does have a Velcro strap here, so if you ever want to strap it down, you just kind of have to wrap it around the back of the chair and hook it up that way. But it's very simple to do, and there's no problems with that. As far as the general design, it's kind of either, I'm not entirely sure whether it's leather or a faux leather, but there's going to be leather or this faux leather across the entirety of the back and the cushion on the bottom. The neck area does have a separate set of shiatsu massagers here where they rotate at the top here, one here and one here, with this cloth design and leather kind of around it. That has cloth at this area, but there is this leather flap that flaps down over that area, and this does have a zipper, so if you want to remove it for the purpose of using this directly on here, you can always do that. Beyond that, there's the Renpho label right here, and the general design is this black and silver kind of lettering and kind of like this overall design here. I looked online on Amazon. They do have several different colors. They have this black one, I believe they have a white one, and then they do have a gray one. So that's the general features as far as the look and design as far as that. Beyond that, there is a power cable or power connection here. It got unplugged with me messing with this, and then there's an actual controller here that has all the settings and controls that it controls everything. So what we'll do now is we will just walk through all the controls and the settings on this. I'll move the camera a little bit closer so you can actually see what it does, and then we'll discuss the pluses, drawbacks of each feature and how it performs. Okay, so now we'll walk through the different settings on the actual massage chair. So with this massage chair, there's going to be basically two separate areas that work. One area is going to be in the neck at the top, where it's going to have two separate massagers on either side of the neck. And then on the back area, there's going to be two upper ones here and then two lower ones. How this works, hopefully you can see the control, is there's going to be a power switch on the bottom. The second you turn on the power switch, it'll automatically turn on the massager with kind of like default settings. And as you can see here, the ones in the neck have this red glow, which looks really cool. So if you ever want to take this off and just get that look, that's what it looks like as far as how they rotate. The design in both the back and the neck are very similar. So this is what these are designed as the bottom here. And so you see them moving here. So there's two here, and then there's two here, and then there's two that kind of like stick out on the bottom. I think they have a total of 3 different kind of prong areas. As far as the controls, we'll zoom in a little bit more just so you can get a general sense, but we'll walk through step by step. So at the top here, it's going to have the controls for the back. You're going to have a back which allows you full back range of motion. You're going to have a lower back setting and an upper back setting. There's going to be a control for the speed of how fast it goes, so it'll be low, medium, or high. You're going to have a vibration for the cushion, which will be low, medium, or high, and then the time can be set as either 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or 25 minutes before it turns off automatically. Right here at the top of the controls is going to be a control for the neck, so let's flip this up and hopefully it stays up. But basically, sorry, and my nuts stay. Basically, if you hit the neck button here, you can turn it off immediately, but you can keep the back area. So if you only want to focus on the back area, not the neck, you can shut off the neck area. However, if you hit the neck button again, it turns on automatically, all right? And then the neck area is customizable where you have an up and down switch. So as you would anticipate, you can raise it up. And it kind of does do this in a slow motion, so you can raise it up all the way to that. Sorry, I might slide a little bit. This isn't usually the chair that I work with this, so bear with me for a second. And then you can slide it all the way down. And that's kind of the full range of motion. So it's customizable for your height. I additionally find this very useful for if you want to focus on your upper or lower neck, you can kind of guide it or customize it. Additionally, when you pair this with the back settings, sometimes what you'll find is as this approaches up towards your like trapezius, your latissimus dorsi area, you'll have kind of the combination of this will kind of like massage certain areas better or worse. So you can really fine tune this where you can get above your traps or lower below your traps depending on kind of the location. So it's nice that you can kind of immediately slide this up or down, or while the back's moving you can slide it up or down. So it's very nice with that customization. I will say one drawback of this is this does not have any customization as far as the laterality or how widely spaced out it is. And so what happens sometimes is that sometimes it doesn't really reach certain parts of your neck as well. So like if it's my upper neck right here, sometimes the top part doesn't reach it, so you kind of have to lean into it a little bit, which is one drawback of this setup. Next up you have the back area. So as very similarly, you can hit the back button. That'll turn off this back area entirely. It kind of does take a little, sorry, it does take a little while to turn off, but it kind of goes to its default. But like once you have the light off, it'll automatically turn off and go to like the default setting, which is the bottom. But when you turn it on, it'll automatically default to the full range of motion, where it'll go slide all the way up to the top of the back and then slide it all the way down, and keep on doing that over and over again. If you hit this setting again, so if you hit back again, it'll go to the lower back. So you might be able to see it, but it'll start shifting and only go towards the lower back area and focus on that area. And then if you hit it again, you can go to the upper back and it'll switch up to the upper back region as well. With those settings, it'll kind of migrate up and down a little bit in the upper back or lower back, but you can't really customize it from there. Very similarly compared to the top, you can't change the laterality of it. And so what I find is you kind of just have to shift your back if you want to focus on certain muscle areas where you have muscle aches, strains, or kind of like knots in a particular region. The nice part about this though is you don't even have to rely on this setting at certain times. So they do have a built-in setting that sorry, this keeps on sliding. A built-in setting where it does have a spot treatment. So you can focus, if you hit the spot area, there's actually an up and lower button here that allows you to lower or raise the back accordingly. So that's that. And so if I hit this all the way down, it'll go all the way to the bottom. So that's kind of it. So what I find is like if I really want to focus, I have a lot of issues with my like quadratus lumborum and my low back. So if I want to focus on the side of my back, I'll kind of bring it down into the spot treatment, lower this area, and really just dig into that area and get like my muscles like knots out doing it that way. So the spot treatment's nice. You can really just focus on one area, keep it in that area, and make sure that your back's kind of fully unknotted in that particular region. So that's the back settings. And sorry, this does not usually slide like this. I don't actually use it on this chair. It's really for demonstration purposes only. I usually put it on my couch or my armchair, so bear with me for this. This is just kind of the nature of it. And then the other settings you have at the bottom are going to be a seat vibration. So if you hit this and turn it on, there's going to be a low, medium, and high seat setting for the seat. So if you hit it once, it'll be low. If you raise it, it'll be again. and then the third thing will be high. I personally do not use the seat cushion. I find it kind of annoying. It just kind of just shakes your butt area, and it doesn't actually massage. It's just like a vibration. So some people might like it. I personally don't, so I don't ever use it. But that has a feature built in for that. The other thing is, next to that is going to be the time. So you can set the time for how long it runs as 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or 25 minutes. It'll run for whatever programming you had, then automatically stop. Once it stops, it'll hit the power. It'll kind of default to the power setting, and then it'll turn off on its own. But if you hit the power button again, it'll go back on, and you can always hit the time again to restart it. And then lastly, on the side here, there's a heat switch. So this actually provides heat for both the neck area, the butt area, as well as the back area. And this, as you might be able to see, turns the heat kind of elements on or off. It's not like a hot element. It's really just warmth. Provides some comfort as far as warmth for massaging. So that's kind of all the different settings. So that's really all as far as the different settings, the features, the kind of the overall layout of it. As you can tell, if you put it on a chair like this, a dining room chair, it will slide, but it's actually because this chair backing does not really, it's not tall enough for it to hook onto. So I would recommend putting it in a different chair, obviously, but that could be a drawback if you ran into it. The other kind of pluses and drawbacks I discussed is the main pluses are really the customization of raising or lowering it and kind of shifting it where you want. The spot treatment is really nice. The heat element is really nice because I did not have that in a prior chair. And then the drawbacks I would say is that the neck range of motion is kind of decently limited. And at your upper neck here, these elements aren't close enough to hit like your kind of upper neck. It really focuses on your trapezius and your kind of base of the neck. But once you get up here, it starts hitting your skull and it's not going to be comfortable. So there's limitations as far as being able to massage your upper neck area. And then the low back area, I think it really covers everything. It is a little bit limited as far as the pressure aspect. The speed can speed up how fast it rotates, but it doesn't really change the pressure much. So you really have to kind of just dig in there. And then what you'll find is when you lay on this, either in certain chairs or positions, it does slide a little bit and you have to adjust it. So what I find is when you're sitting on this, really just adjust your back to where you need it and do it that way. And that's kind of what it is. So that's the general features. Hopefully this video is helpful if you're interested in purchasing this or looking at other massage chairs. I'll say that for 180 bucks, it's a little bit expensive for what it is. I probably would never have paid that much for this. However, for that cost, the fact that it was a gift, I appreciate it and I really like it, and I do use this on a regular basis. I go to the gym all the time and I use this literally probably like 2 to 3 times a week minimum. Sometimes I'll use it on a regular basis more often if I have back issues or my back's a little bit more strained. But that's the Renpho Shiatsu Massage Chair. You can get it on Amazon for about 170, 180 bucks. I think there's a discounted price right now if you look into it a little bit more for like 140, so you can check it out. Hopefully this video is helpful. If you have questions, comments, anything like that, please post them below. Otherwise, if you like this video, hit the like button. And as always, if you're interested in subscribing to my channel, hit the subscribe button. So thanks for watching and have a great night.